NFC North, that is, north of the wall. Jordy Nelson has gone west of the wall. Looks like he's going to go to the Oakland Raiders. All indications are in that situation. But Stacey, a team we have not talked enough about that's arguably one of the busiest in free agency, the Chicago Bears, and they really seem to be patterning themselves after what the Rams did last year. You've got a second-year quarterback in Mitchell Trubisky.
They rocking their colors today with that tie.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of there.
We haven't talked about them. I mean, they've
Get him some weapons.
Yeah, Ryan Pace has done a really nice job this offseason in terms of stacking this offense. I mean, they've got the running backs. You know, you've got Jordan Howard, who's a 1,000-yard guy. He's been every season. You've got Tariq Cohen, who kind of, is Darren Sproles-like. He's elusive, use him around the field, but they were the worst passing offense. We know that. I live in Chicago. People there were frustrated. You bring in Matt Nagy, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to throw the football down the field and allow Mitchell Trubisky to open up that playbook, and they've added some guys. Allen Robinson's going to stretch the field. We expect him to be healthy. Taylor Gabriel, that guy's fast, and then Trey Burton.
And we're hoping
Cam Meredith.
We're hoping Kevin White, who was obviously a very high draft pick a couple years back, has just not been able to be healthy enough to play for an extended period. If Kevin White could emerge healthy, that would be a big boost.
But you have to always put those in front. Right,
one of those
things. Unfortunate.
I think this Bears defense is really good. I mean, just last season, Vic Fangio's, I love the fact that they retain him. Their front seven is powerful. I mean, the coaches in that division, when I talk to them week to week and cover that division, this is the best front seven in the division. You think about the Minnesota Vikings defense. I'm telling you, I know they've gone through some changes, but
over the Vikings,
some coaches have.
And by the way,
told
there's a report that Sheldon Richardson is visiting the Vikings right now.
Yeah.
That would make it even scarier.
So look, though, we're talking about all this stuff with the Bears, but are they still fourth place? And when you look, look, the Vikings. We don't know if they're going to be any better in terms of wins. If Cousins adds more wins to them. The Lions, they've got Matt Patricia. We don't know how that's going to affect them. And the Packers, Mike Silver. Okay, they lose Jordy Nelson, but they get Jimmy Graham. As long as 12 is back, they're always in the hunt.
Well, it's good to see them with a pulse, in terms of free agency. And Jimmy Graham, that's good. Muhammad Wilkerson. If Michael Crabtree, who is about to be released by the Raiders, I would expect him to have some decent interest around the league. But if the market is soft for him, if you're the Packers, can't you just steal a guy like that? I mean, that could give you, a very dynamic, very dynamic player for Aaron Rodgers.
Here's what interests me about the Green Bay Packers, guys. Aaron Rodgers missed a huge chunk of the season last year because of injury. It was interesting to hear from head coach Mike McCarthy at the Combine because I asked him about Brett Hundley, his backup. And Brett Hundley didn't throw a touchdown at Lambeau Field through 4 games, I believe. That was a struggle. And he admitted that we weren't prepared with our backup quarterback. So you bring in DeShone Kizer.
That's not good.
Right, but now you're going to have a little competition there for Brett Hundley, who's been in the system. He knows the terminology. Who's going to be the backup quarterback for Aaron Rodgers going into next season? You got to keep him on the field. But it didn't work out so well when Hundley took over.
Yeah, and speaking of folks at the Packers, still the issues on defense. They traded away Demarius Randall to the Cleveland Browns. They didn't replace him. Morgan Burnett is a free agent. Morgan Burnett played safety. He played linebacker. He did an awful lot. I'm just, you look at
you and I keep talking about Tyrann Mathieu being out there.
They had better.
I would take it a step further. Earl Thomas is there. On the trading block, a transcendent player. You've got one at quarterback. You could have one quarterback in your defense at Earl Thomas. And, the range that it would just change everything. And Mike Pettin now running that defense. If I'm the Packers, I'm thinking I got a few more years of Aaron Rodgers. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm going all in.
Let's not overlook the Lions here. Okay, yeah. They go Matt Patricia. They go defensive head coach right now, first-time head coach. This is a team that always seems to tease us because of Matt Stafford. They've got Golden Tate. They've got some receiving threats. Marvin Jones. They haven't been able to run the ball
for like a decade.
The worst, actually, in the NFL a season ago. Listen, I asked Bob Quinn, their general manager at the Combine, about this offense and how it's going to look different because what they did is they retained Jim Bob Cooter, who's their offensive coordinator. So you think Matthew Stafford's going to throw the football on the field. He's fantastic. But he needs a serviceable run game, and Bob Quinn said, we want to have 4 to 5 running backs on our roster at all times moving forward. We want to fortify a better run game to stabilize this offense and win in this division, because you're going to have to go and play in Chicago, and you're going to have to go and win in Green Bay. And so that'll be interesting to see how that offense changes around Matthew Stafford.
They've had DeMarco Murray, Frank Gore in to visit. Do those guys add anything to that team? We've been in that locker room. I think Frank Gore is going to make any locker room better. But in just seeing what the Lions do.
I mean, DeMarco Murray, I hear names like that. Like, they have not had a 100-yard rusher since 2013, and that was Reggie Bush, by the way. Kind of a ignominious streak. So, yeah, Frank Gore, future Hall of Famer. We hope he's got something left. We know no one's going to play harder. I think DeMarco Murray's got plenty left, too.
You mentioned quickly Sheldon Richardson visiting the Vikings. Do you still see any of these teams overtaking them?
Yeah, I think the Packers, if they're aggressive right now.
The Packers?
Can you imagine, though, if he goes to that defense? I mean, that defense is legit. Jacksonville, Minnesota Vikings, those two defenses are killer.